Welcome to West Coast Grandma. Well, we are really missing our fresh sourdough bread. So, in spite of the fact we've been in this new house for 2 weeks now, I'm going to try in a new kitchen, a new oven, and make us some sourdough bread. So, I've got everything out. I'm going to get right on it and get it mixed up here because, of course, there's a few steps. So we are going to start with 640 grams of warm water. I've got my scale here, my bowl on it, and I've tared it back to 0. Oh, there we are. Okay. Now I'm going to add my salt. So I'm going to tare it back again, and I'm going to put 20 grams of salt in. This is a really tiny spoon. I know it looks like a lot, but it isn't. Oh, there we go. 20 grams of salt. I'm just going to give it a little stir with my Danish whisk. And now we are going to add my starter, which I don't know if you can see. It's really good. I had it in the fridge the last couple of weeks, probably almost 3 weeks. And I just took it out and fed it, and it's all ready to go. So we want 300 grams of starter. I'm going to tare it back again to 0. Oh, it's floating just like it's supposed to. And then I'll feed that one in a few minutes. Good. All right, we're going to give this another mix again to blend that starter in. We're going to tare it back again. Now, you all know that I liked rye flour in my sourdough bread. So I've got my Anita's rye flour. So I'm going to add 1,000 grams of flour, because I'm going to put about 300 grams. There we go, close enough. And then I'm going to top it up with my white flour, which is a brand new bag I just got from Nootka Rose Milling, which is just about 10 minutes away from here. It's all milled on site, and it's certified organic. So let's fill her up here to 1,000. And there we go. Good, I can take it off my scale. And we're going to just give this a stir. And then we're going to let it sit for about a half an hour just to hydrate the flour with the water. We're just kind of trying to get most of the flour wet as best that we can with just a quick stir. There, I think that's good. Now I'm just going to let it sit for about a half an hour or so. If you haven't checked out my videos before, my name is Elizabeth and I live on Vancouver Island. I have all kinds of interesting videos all about my life, ranging from boating, grandkids, martial arts, cooking, baking, lots of canning and preserving. So if you're interested in that, check out my channel. You can probably find something of interest. So I'm going to let this sit. I will come back in about a half an hour and we'll do the next step. Okay, let's get this bread going. I am now just going to use my fingers and just try to finish blending it in here. Get all that flour blended in with the water, and then we're going to just let it sit. And we're going to do probably 3 or 4 stretch and folds whenever I get around to it, anywhere between half an hour to 2 hours apart. So there's no real set schedule that you have to follow. At least I never do anyway. I think that looks pretty good. But hang on, I'm just going to wash my fingers. Okay, so we're going to just cover my dish with plastic wrap. And I'm going to cover it with a tea towel. And I'm just going to leave it on my stove here. And then I will come back and do a couple of stretch and folds with you. Before I do that, I'm just going to feed my starter. So again, I don't stick to the rules. Usually it's 50 grams of flour, 50 of water. I'm going to use 100. So I'm going to tare it back to 0. I just find that I never have enough sourdough starter. There, 100 of water. I'll add 100 of flour. Let's just tear that back again. Oh, there we go. Good. And my trusty chopstick. I'm just going to give that a stir. There. So I am now going to pop this in the fridge because I probably won't be using it again for a little while. And it'll slowly do its thing in the fridge. And when I do go to use it, I will take it out, feed it, and I will use it. So I'll come back and do a stretch and fold probably in about an hour. Okay, let's get our bread. And let's just do the first stretch and fold. I'll show you how I do it, and then the rest of the time you can just get in there and do it yourself. So I'm going to wet my fingers. That always helps to stop the dough from sticking. So I'm just going to kind of scrape the side and stretch it up like that. That's all there is to it. Just going to go around and around in the bowl. I think what I'm going to do is get a little bowl of water. Because in this house, my sink is in a different spot. My sink was on my island before. There we are. So just wait. Oh, that's better. So just pull it up and stretch it. And I probably go around the bowl probably 3 times. Just like that. Wow, the gluten's already starting to form. That's good. And this recipe makes 2 loaves. I'll probably keep one for us and give one to my son tomorrow for his birthday. Everybody loves fresh homemade sourdough bread. I'm going to make sure I get all the dough scraped off the sides. I think that's pretty good. So I'll just fold it all into the middle like that. And I'm just going to cover it up again with the plastic wrap and my tea towel and pop it back on the stove. And I'll come back sometime between the next hour or 2 hours. Do that 2 more times. You could do it 3, but at least 2 more times. And then I will come back. Okay, I figured I'd do the last stretch and fold. Oh, it's looking so good. So I do have a little bit of rice flour. It's perfect for spreading on your counter so it doesn't stick, but I'll see how it is. So I'm just going to wet my fingers. Oh, look at that. Now that's how it's supposed to be. We'll just do a quick one here. And then we're just going to shape it, put it back in the bowl, and then let it sit on the stove there until it's about doubled in size. So that's probably going to be maybe 7 o'clock tonight. I'll leave it. Alrighty, let's put a little bit of this flour on here. Has a little bit more color because of the rye flour, but it also has a little more taste. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's nice and stretchy and perfect. So you can do it any way you like to fold it in and stretch it a bit more, but I'm just going to try to shape it into a nice ball here. There. And then just tighten it up on my counter. And there we are. That's ready to do a ferment here on my stove for another 5 hours or 6 hours. So I'm going to cover it up again with the plastic wrap and a tea towel, put it back on my stove, and I will come back later. Welcome back. Well, I was going to wait till about 7 o'clock, but I'm going to put this dough into my 2 pans right now because it's getting pretty close to being doubled in size. And I used to find that I was letting it over ferment and then it didn't rise the same when you baked it. So I'm going to call this done. It's, what is it now? 5 o'clock. So yeah, Probably would have been okay for a little bit longer, but let's get it in the fridge, let it do its bulk ferment, and then we'll bake it in the morning. So there's my rice flour. I'll put some in my banyan bowl here because I'm going to do one traditional looking sourdough loaf and one I'm going to do in a loaf pan, just because we kind of like it done like this because it's nice to toast and it's good for sandwiches. So, and my husband figures that this is what real bread's supposed to look like. So, alrighty, let's get this out. So I'm going to divide it roughly in half, but actually I'm going to make probably the round loaf a little bit bigger. So I'll do it not quite in half. We'll have the smaller one for the loaf here. Good. All we're going to do is give it some more stretches and just shape it into your nice little loaf. You want it all nice and tight. And there's one loaf. I am so looking forward to having a fresh loaf of bread because for the last couple of weeks we've just been managing on whatever, on bought bread or whichever, and I really miss having a good sourdough loaf. Okay, so there, we're gonna put that in there. Just make sure the bottom's all sealed up. Okay, now I'm going to put them into a bag to put in the fridge. These are just Ziploc bags, the extra large size. I think they're 2 extra, and they're perfect. I reuse them, but of course with moving, I think I didn't keep them. I'm not sure where they are. I'm still trying to unpack. I spent all day trying to hang pictures and get more things unpacked. It's a very long process. So there's one. So now I'm just going to put them in the fridge and I will bake them in the morning. So I will come back. We'll bake these 2 loaves and see how they turned out. So you have a good night. I'll come back in the morning. Good morning and welcome back. I'm running a little late today. It's the day that all my family's coming over for my son's birthday, but I have my oven on to 500 with my Dutch oven in the oven heating up. So I have my loaf, which I've just taken out of the fridge, and this is the traditional loaf. So I'm going to use my silicone mat that I love. There we are. All I'm going to do is basically score them and get them in the oven. Now, I do have that proper tool, but I prefer to just hold the razor blade carefully, of course, and just score it just by hand. So let's just do that. Nice and deep, remember. Just at least a ½ inch deep. There's that one, and I'm just going to put a couple of lines in the top of my regular loaf. Good, and I'm going to pop them in the oven. So I'm going to pop this one in, and I'll get my gloves on, take the lid off. Now, because I'm not going to have a dish of water in my oven, as this one is exposed, I am going to put some ice cubes. I found that. I've got a few ice cubes here, and I'm going to just dump those in the Dutch oven before I drop my loaf in. So I'll pop this one in, and I'm just going to take my lid off. Ice cubes. And I'm going to put that in and put the lid back on. Now I am going to turn it down to 460 for 20 minutes. So I'm going to do that. I'll get it all baked. Once the 20-minute timer goes up, I'm going to take the lid off and cook them for another 10 minutes, although I will keep an eye on the loaf. It's smaller and it does cook a little faster. So it probably won't take the full time, but basically 20 minutes at 460 and 10 minutes at 425. I'll show you when I take them out of the oven. Well, there goes my timer. I'm going to show you this bread. It looks beautiful. Look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? Alrighty, let's just get this one out. And of course, the foolproof method to make sure it's cooked. It should sound hollow. Yes, it does. So there you have it. One loaf and a beautiful traditional sourdough loaf. So hope you will give that a try. This is a basic recipe, no strict schedule, just kind of fit it into your day. So hope you've enjoyed. West Coast Grandma is signing out.